Hi guys, how are you all doing? Let me just confirm before anything else. Let me just confirm that the session is on and the audio, visual, and everything is clear. Okay, so all right. Okay, we'll also try to keep a track of people who might be there in the comment section, who might be, might be responding in the comment section. So, right, and. Okay, so today's session, half an hour short session, is to tell you about reading comprehension, the genre series course for CAT 2020. Okay, so all right, and so I have a very short slide for you, and so guys, this is a course that I'm coming up with. This is the first of all a disclaimer for everyone who's watching the video that this next 30 minutes are going to be about a course that I'm coming up with on the Unacademy platform for CAT 2020 reading comprehension. Okay, the reading comprehension part of the VRC section. So yeah, and so basically what we're gonna I'll be telling you about this course and how are we gonna address all your RC reading comprehension views and like problems that you may have been facing, and how we're gonna ensure that you crack you're able to do the RCs properly so as to crack the VRC section of the CAT well. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and so let's start. Just a second. Just a second. I'll just. So. All right. So. Okay. So, guys, is the audio visual visible? Right. I think everything should be visible, and we can start. Okay. So, guys, reading comprehension, the genre series. Before anything else, let me just give you a very short introduction about myself. I'm Anupam Mishra, the guy you can see on your screen on the top right, as well as this photograph here. I'm from the batch of 2018. I'm Lucknow, and these are my CAT credentials are on your screen. I worked as a verbal as well as a quant faculty at many coaching institutes before my MBA. After MBA, I worked with Hotstar for a short time period, and I'm currently working on some of my ideas while making some lectures for you guys on Unacademy. Enough about me. You can read about my profile on the Unacademy page. What I do want to talk about today is how how we usually go about your reading comprehension preparation, how learners usually go about the reading comprehension preparation, and why and how it can be made any better. Like, how can we ensure that all these hours or all these days or all these weeks and months that you put into your preparation of RC to ensure that you reach the correct accuracy levels, that you to ensure that you're able to crack the VRC section and hence maybe come closer to your dream of getting into into a good IIM or a good B school, can actually be enhanced, right? How can all of your efforts can actually be enhanced? So guys, so before I tell you about the specifics of this course, before we delve into the specific of this course, there's a very simple graph that I want to take you through. Okay, I think it should be visible on your screen right now. So this is a graph which will be using to understand how your performance in reading comprehension, actually helps you works, right? What it is dependent on, what are the factors that determine your performance when you solve a reading comprehension. The first factor, the first one factor is obviously what I call the general comprehending ability. Your general comprehending ability. Achha, what do I mean by your general comprehending ability? I basically mean your general comprehending ability is basically how well versed you are with the English language and in general, like over these years, which depends on what exposure you've had on the language, and like on an average, how good you are at understanding any kind of passage that might be thrown at you, irrespective of the genre, right? Like, what are the chances that you'll be able to comprehend the passage properly, irrespective of what difficulty level it might be, and or irrespective of what genre it might be from. Like your general like everyone has a different comprehending ability with respect to the language, right? Someone might be able to understand passages very easily. Someone might take some more time. Right, so that's your general comprehending ability. Okay, some people have who have that like literary bent of mind might be able to do, might do better on this, or and vice versa. So that's the first factor. The second factor that also determines your RC performance is your exposure. How much have you been exposed to the various exposed to various genres of literature? Okay, for example, let me give you explain this with an example. Uh, if you I am a person who kind of reads a lot on sci-fi novels, or maybe let's say anything that is related to science, right? Non-fiction science stuff, physics, books related to physics, quantum mechanics, etc., 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 etc. My exposure in that area is reasonably not bad. I can say reasonably good, right? So if you give me a passage that belongs to that genre, to the genre of science, I can say that okay, I won't face a lot of difficulty in understanding or comprehending the passage. But if I come across a different genre of literature, maybe say something related to arts, or something related to, I don't know, something that just talks about paintings, I probably might find myself in a very comfortable place, right? Because I've not had much of an exposure to that. And it's the same with most of the people. Most of the people who are preparing for CAT is the same scenario, because we all have our likes and dislikes. We all have like, even people who read a lot have some sort of likes and dislikes, right? Someone might be into rom-com novels, someone might be into only non-fictional cultural novels, like novels that talk on a cultural level, etc., etc., etc. So in a way, everyone's exposure is kind of limited. Okay, you're not exposed to a variety of genres, at least most of the population I'm talking about. Some people might be like really voracious readers and might read across diverse genres. Well, good for them, but that's not the case always, right? So your RC performance basically depends on two key factors: your comprehending ability in general. Second, how much have you been exposed to the various genres of literature? Okay, what are these various genres of literature? uh, Psychology can be one genre, science and technology can be another genre. Then you have say psychology, science and technology, then you have history, right? And History, psychology, science and technology, and then many other genres, right? So that can be so your exposure depends on a lot of these genres. Okay, and an average student, when he starts preparing for CAT and starts appearing for like solving RCs, etc. I'm talking about an average student would generally be, so far as the GCA is concerned, the general comprehending ability is concerned, would be at a level of 50%. Let's take an average. Okay, that's where the levels of an average student might be. Okay, how well he's able to understand any passage that he comes across. And exposure would more or less be limited to just 20%, because you'll hardly find someone who might read across multiple genres, right? Economics, business, psychology, history, social sciences, culture, technology, right? Etc., etc., etc. A lot of genres. There are many genres, right? So everyone has their pick, and they keep reading the same type of books and material again and again. So most of us do not have a lot of exposure to various genres. So this is where a typical student starts from. Okay, with a 50% of GCA and a 20% exposure. During the course of their preparation, while they're preparing for CAT, they put in special efforts. They put in special efforts to read more and more passages across various difficulty levels: easy, medium, difficult, etc. Various types of questions, right? A lot of stuff. They try to read a lot of passages during the course of preparation. But the thing is, the focus is always to improve their comprehension. They always focus, most of the students, they always focus to improve their comprehension. And yes, that sounds very intuitive and correct, right? It sounds very logical. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not saying that you should not focus on your comprehending abilities. You should. But what they do not do, the problem is what they don't focus on. The problem is not what they with what they do focus on, but the problem is with what they don't focus on, and that is the exposure. And that is ensuring that that the passages or whatever material they are reading comes from a variety of genres. Okay, and not just some limited passages. Yeah, right? So when you just randomly pick up passages, that doesn't mean that you will get an equal share of passages from every genre. of literature, let's say psychology, history, whatever, right? Economics, business, science, etc. Right? So when it is random, it's quite improbable that you'll be exposed to various genres, right? Your exposure will be very dependent on randomness, right? Okay, and as a result, by the time but even in the process of reading random passages, you will in the process read some material which you might not have been exposed to earlier, so your exposure will invariably increase, maybe to say a 30% or something, and your comprehending ability that you have been working on for a long time will also increase from 50 to say, let's say 75%. So this area basically is your RC performances, GCA into exposure, right? GCA into exposure. So this was your original RC performance. By the time you come near to your CAT, after hours of working on your comprehending abilities and RCs, solving a lot of RCs, you will have augmented your RC performance to this area, from this area to this area, right? Which is not bad, which is quite, like, I'm sure it's more than 100% increase. Okay, so that's not bad, that's fair. But when you compare it to the potential that you could have actually achieved, okay, how much actually you could have improved your RC performance, then in that case it sounds, I think the correct adjective here for this kind of increase would be abysmal. Okay, it's totally abysmal, because you could have achieved this much, but you have achieved only this much. Why? And what is the limiting factor here? The limiting factor is not focusing on exposing yourself to multiple genres. You never really focused on that. You never really focused on reading material from different genres of literature. Your main focus was just to try hard to improve your comprehension levels. Okay, and that's exactly what we'll be trying to resolve via this course. Okay, so this yellow line is the initial stage of an average student who's preparing for these exams. This blue line is what they normally achieve if they put in a lot of effort, right, without taking any special measures to get exposure to various genres. And the green line, the area between green line, is what we intend to achieve. Okay, how do we intend to do this? Well, instead of just randomly leaving it to chance, the amount of exposure that you will get during your course of preparation, we actually will be taking special efforts to increase your exposure, to make sure that your exposure is not just limited to a meager 30%, but instead take it to at least 80%. Okay, to ensure that we solve passages from multiple genres, like say science and technology, philosophy and religion, economics and management, art and literature, culture and social sciences, history, politics and governments, psychology, and many others, right? So these are only some of them that I've listed here. Okay, so when you solve passages across these genres, you're basically pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And when you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you'll invariably put pressure on your brain to increase its comprehending ability, the general comprehending ability. So in the process of getting exposed to multiple genres, you also put yourself, you also you'll also increase your GCA, your general comprehending ability, more than you otherwise would have had you just randomly kept picking up passages and solving them, right? So it almost has a cyclical effect. The more you expose yourself to unusual passages, unusual situations, and unusual genres that you're not used to, the more you'll be forced out of your comfort zone, and the more your skills of comprehending passages that you have never seen before will improve, right? And hence your increase in GCA will increase by at least, say, from 75% to 90%, and the major increase will be with your exposure, right? So instead of being exposed to just 30%, if you go through these courses, if you read across genres, you will have ensured that you are exposed to at least 80% of the genres, right? 100% is quite difficult to achieve, because the first 80% is easy, but the last mile is always difficult, right? So yes, and in the process, your RC performance, we expect, will have increased from a meager small area of this, not just to this blue area, but to this region under the green rectangle, or this green right angle that you can see. Okay, this whole region. So you can definitely see it has increased at least 3 folds or 4 folds, right? More than that, in fact. And there's a lot of difference between this area and this area, what we will otherwise achieve if you are not exposed to various genres, right? And then that's the reason why I have come up with this course. That's exactly the reason why I've come up with this course. And okay, so what we shall be doing in this course, and also let me take you through some data from earlier years. So if you just take up papers from 2003 to 2008, and even if you take papers from the last 2-3 years, I'm not included that, but even if you take that, you'll definitely see that the CAT passages have been asked from all sorts of genres: philosophy and religion, science and technology, history, politics, government, economics, management, art and literature. A lot of them from art and literature and culture and social sciences, right? So CAT has been pretty diverse when it comes to throwing passages at you, right? Because, well, that's one of the things that they're trying to focus on, right? Diversity. So anyhow, and hence the focus of this course is going to be genre wise preparation. Okay, so the course will be divided into 8 separate installments. In every installment of this course we shall cover a different genre. Okay, for example, the first installment will take care of all passages from the genre of science and technology. We'll solve 16 CAT quality passages for this genre. Okay, and then over a period of 12 hours of course, right? It will be a I think it will be a eight session course. There will be 8 sessions for this, then 8 sessions for this, 8 sessions for this, right? 8 sessions for each genre, minimum, that's minimum. So, and for each genre we'll have solved at least 16 to 20 passages. All of them they'll either be your actual CAT passages, or they'll be passages which are equal to or greater than in terms of grade difficulty as compared to CAT passages. Okay, so average difficulty level. So that's exactly the value proposition that we are trying to bring to table via this course. Okay, so all right, and it's quite a long term course, guys. By the way, it's a long term course. It's not just uh, it's gonna be on till July and August in 2020. So this is gonna start in January. We start this course in January, and it's gonna be on for a long time, right? Every month we'll try to take up one genre, one installment of the course, and we'll ensure that by the time we end that installment, everyone who's attending this course will be quite thorough with all the crux of topics and on science and technology, and like with that particular genre they'll never if in case they come across any of these a passage from one of these genres, they won't find themselves in unfamiliar territory. Okay, so yeah, that's the value proposition. Now a little bit about there are some I had actually solved I had actually published a very short version of this course, which didn't really have questions. It was just passages from various genres on the free platform of Unacademy, and these are just some examples, some reviews that I got from from the free platform courses, right? So this, it has been there's no doubt about it that how value adding it has been, right? So you can just see that generally, thank you for putting efforts. See, for example, I've been struggling a lot, especially with the VR section. My mock scores were volatile. No structure in your preparation, although there is a spelling mistake here. Anyhow, the approaches helped a lot. Keep up the good work, right? I think this one is for para summary and para completion. Then this is for this is quite a lot of laudation here, guys. As you can see, you can look at it by yourself, and I'd feel a little awkward and weird to just read these out loud, as there's a lot of laudation here. But I think what this definitely points out is that these courses have been pretty helpful, and have really helped a lot of learners, okay, to across their preparation levels, be it someone who is already quite ready for CAT, be it someone who's not quite ready, who takes and needs a lot of work. Across the whole spectrum of learners, these courses have been pretty helpful, and I think it's a great proposition even for you to join this course, to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, and while you are subscribed to Unacademy Plus, do ensure that you use my referral code Mishra.Anupam102. Right, a little complicated here, but I think it's not that difficult to remember, to avail a 10% discount, and basically drive home the message that you're interested in this course. Okay, so I'll just the last few minutes I'll just like to sum up what we talked about today. Very short session, right? So reading comprehension, the genre series, this will be the title of the course. It's a CAT 2020 course. Okay, the genre series, the genre, it's self-explanatory, right? So because we are going to be solving passages basis genre, And right, this is just a snapshot of the slides we will be going through. Genre series course demo excursion into the realms of language. Anupam Mishra. My profile, I've already taken you through my profile. You can look at it again if you want. Okay. Okay. So this was the crux of our discussion, right? Your RC performance. I'll just summarize this once more. RC performance depends on your general comprehending ability. In general, how well you are able to comprehend stuff, and your exposure across the English language, right? Exposure across various genres like history, sociology, psychology, art, literature, culture, social sciences, economics, business management, then science, technology, etc., etc., etc. Like many of them, right? So these are the two factors it depends on. You need to focus on both of them. Generally, learners only focus on their comprehending abilities, improving their comprehending abilities, and don't focus so much on exposing themselves to various genres. Uh, and that's where this course comes in, right? Where we shall cover genres of all these of all these genres that you can see here on your screen. Okay, Surabhi. Okay, Surbi, good evening, Surbi. I just saw your comment. Uh, Prakash, okay. I hope things are clear. Anyone needs any more questions? I'm open to questions for the next 6 to 7 minutes. We have some time here, so please let me know if there are any queries. All right, and in fact, guys, what I will definitely also just suggest here is that irrespective of you should definitely join this course, and it will be a great journey for all of us together. uh, but even in your you must be taking up some steps to ensure that you're reading some good material every day, right? And even in that, what you guys to ensure is that you make special efforts to read articles, essays, short literature, basically short literature, non-fiction literature, short, non-fiction, and diverse, right? These are three things that you should be focusing on. So whenever you choose your articles, your essays, etc., try to make sure that it's your reading is diverse. You don't just keep to just one genre. For example, if someone is interested in just science and technology, you don't just keep reading articles in science and technology. Also subscribe to other channels like other websites which give you articles on philosophy, other websites which give you articles on economics and management, and art, literature, etc. Okay, and so social sciences, right, all of these genres that I've mentioned here. So just ensure that, and to be if you might want to maintain a cadence of at least say one article per day, or at least if you don't want to do it daily, if you get time only on weekends, just maintain a cadence of 5 to 6 articles every week. Apart from that, try to read some short stories, classical short stories, not just anything random, because classics generally have good vocabulary in them, right? So that will be pretty helpful. Okay, and so that is it, guys, from my side. Is if there's anything else that you want to discuss, I'm still here. uh, Prakash should be, or anyone else who might be here in the session, or okay. So you have the slide in front of you. You know what where I've already explained what we're going to be doing in this course. Okay, we'll be taking, there are going to be 8 installments of this course. Every installment will cater to one of these genres. You can see the genres here: science and technology, philosophy and religion, economics and management, art and literature, culture and social sciences, politics and government, history, psychology, and others. Okay, so and in each and every one of them will probably have 8 90-minute sessions. In every 90-minute sessions, our objective will be to ensure that we solve at least 2 RCs, or maybe even attempt for 3 or 4 RCs. We'll try that, and hence so basically the number of RCs will be solving will range from somewhere 16 to 24, right? 16 to 24 RCs for every genre, all CAT quality passages. And yeah, okay. Thank you, MD. Thanks a lot for your comment. Yeah, I will be coming up with more sessions. In fact, I have a session tomorrow on ZAT critical reasoning. You have your ZAT exam coming up, right? In January. So I have a session there, and so I think it's around at 3 p.m. I guess 3:30 p.m. or 3 p.m. So it's a half an hour session where we'll be taking up a few critical reasoning questions from ZAT, previous year's papers of ZAT, and solving them. Okay, so guys, I'm still here for 2 minutes. In case there might be any other queries at all, you can definitely let me know. The link that you see on your screen, unacademy.com user /mishra.anupam. You can, this is my profile. There's a link to my profile on Unacademy. You can go there and check it out. There are many courses there you find. Okay, and I guess there are no queries. I'll just wait for a minute or something more in case there might be one, and we'll then sign off and we'll meet again. Okay.